another day. Ronnie Walker, the sugar daddy. Neil. Let's see. Alexander. Y'all come in, like, share, and subscribe to the video. Um, how y'all doing? And happy birthday to you, y'all. Anything I say is allegedly. But I'm going to educate you at the same time in this trial. And your comment is important. And we're going to criticize a little bit in this testimony, okay? Ronnie Walker, okay? Now, y'all, you know we already found guilty, right? Yeah, he found guilty. But we want to give him the death penalty. But I doubt if he get it. But I think that's what they're working on now. Okay. Now the mom, you're gonna see the mom. We're gonna react to this situation. You can put it down in the comment section what you think, whatever your opinion is, your opinion about the case. Okay, we ain't not gonna look at it the same way. Small gonna take the stand. A couple more people gonna take the stand. We trying to sentence him, y'all. We trying to sentence him. We're gonna give him death penalty. Okay. Let's check it out. Pimp Daddy, Sugar Daddy, yeah, Ronnie Walker. Dang, like he guilty. Whew. And y'all know who I think about when I look at Ronnie Walker. I think about Jarvis Butts. I think about Henry Dinkins. These characters, I just don't understand why he had. Why do they have to underlie these young girls? Can they just leave them? Can y'all just leave them and walk away? What? Why is it not important to walk away? Why can't nobody walk away instead of unaliving these young girls? They so young. Oh my goodness! And look at him. He thinking about this. Too late for that. She, I wish she'd sit down. She said, "What wrong? What?" She said.
Correct. Any disagreement? Well, you guys have each have given me some. You want to go over that?
He getting on my nerve, the judge is.
I'm going to go through them right now. You want to do the charge conference? Oh, yeah, you're talking about just the preliminary instructions. Yeah, let me look at this. There's two different sets.
What's up, Nunu?
Got
What's
the
up?
statute book, the old statute book, right?
Shout out to my TikTokers, y'all. Right now, I'm not TikToking. I'm doing a case. Okay. Thank you, baby. Y'all so sweet. Y'all young people so sweet. I don't think this lady right that defended lady right there. I think she just a nice old lady like me. I don't know why I can't hit her. Oh, I didn't mean to go back this far, y'all. Hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go this far back. Hold on, y'all. I want to take it right, but I think it's before. Nah, I don't want to take it that far. Hold on. I want to take it to where the mom. Supposed to take the stand. That's how far I want to get it. I didn't mean to start it right there, y'all. My fault. I think it's after lunch. I get frustrated now because I thought I had no found it. Oh, this it. Let me take it back, y'all. Okay, here we go, right here. Look at that water. Florida, know they got it going on. I got to give it to y'all. Y'all surround all that water. They go to Pimp Daddy, y'all. Sugar Daddy. Do not. How he went from bald head to he got it out of hair on his head.
Welcome back.
Old enough to be that girl daddy. She went for 14 years old. Okay, this irritates me. How y'all doing out there? Y'all come on in here and watch this trial with me. We're gonna react to it, okay? Cause I want this man to get life just like Henry Dinkins. I want him to get life in prison. All young folk should be deserved to live a long time like funny acting grandma Lanita. Bring me that net, boy, so I can pop that net. Pop, 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 pop. Pop that net. Y'all think they gonna get him the death penalty? No. I just want them to get him life in. I want him to have this man here. I want this sugar daddy right here is worse than Henry Dinkins. But Henry Dinkins underlied his young girlfriend, like his that little girl like that. He underlied her too. Why they just can't leave him alone? Leave the kids alone. Girl went for 14. Why it was so hard to walk out of her life? The disease he gave her, you can get it treated. It was treatable. So I don't know why he did her like that. It don't take that much for a 14-year old. Let me see who they about to bring in, y'all. She hyper today. She might have had some Folger. She might have her Folger's outfit. She hyperactive today, boy. Ooh-wee. Look at him, y'all. Y'all know I'm mad. At the nerve to wear a suit. You didn't have a suit on when you took her out of here. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I'm just reacting. Mm, mm, mm.
Time prior to calling our first witness, the state would move into evidence this portion of proceeding State's Exhibit 2A and State's Exhibit 2B. No objection, Judge.
Everybody making me hot. Cut this hair, man. Look at what?
These are the certified copies of convictions.
Go run the Walker name.
This is 2A, which is the certified copy of conviction for case number 09-CF-01502. I'm now going to publish 2B, certified copy of conviction for case 10-CF-06452.
Manslaughter. How they girl be meeting these? Y'all be careful who y'all meet on Facebook dating site, man. Cause I don't check them in, so I don't know. I'm scared. That where they met Jarvis Butt at, y'all. They met Jarvis Butt on Facebook Live. Not Facebook Live, but that dating site. What is this he showing?
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. If you can tell the jury your name and spell your last name for the court reporter.
INIAK.
And, sir, how are you currently employed?
I'm retired.
Okay. When did you retire?
I retired from TBD in Tampa Police in 2010.
All right. After working with Tampa Police, did you work anywhere else after that?
Yes, sir.
Where did you work after that?
State Attorney's Office until last year,
All right.
14 years.
And you were an investigator at the State Attorney's Office?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, back, you said you retired from TPD. What year was that?
2010.
Okay. Um, Prior to retiring at Tampa Police Department, what positions did you hold at that department?
I was a detective for most of my career. Narcotics first as a young man, then homicide, and a trip around patrol, and then back at homicide, and robbery, and then intel at the end.
All right. Now, back in October of 2003, what position did you hold at the Tampa Police Department?
In 2003, I went back to homicide.
Okay. And were you involved in the initial investigation to the death of Elaine Caldwell?
Yes,
And what position did you hold in the investigation?
I was the lead detective at that time.
All right. Did you respond out to the scene?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Describe for the jury, if you can, the scene when you arrived at the location.
Um, it was pretty chaotic. Quite a few people there. The street was full of people. It was at the 2013 Eskimo, Hillsborough County, Florida. And so I got there. I met with another detective. Was briefed by the on-scene supervisors and the adverse detectives, and initiated our investigation.
All right. What was this location?
It was a 2013 Eskimo.
What was it? Was it a home?
It was a house. It was a residence. Excuse me.
It was a residence? Okay. And was your crime scene not taped out when you arrived?
Yes, there were.
All right. And was the scene actually inside the residence?
Yes, it was.
Did you go into the residence?
Yes, I did.
What did you observe when you went into the residence?
Well, when I went to the residence, I met with one of the people there that was Raymond Lee. Met with him. I met with a little girl, and then spoke to him for a minute, and then he showed where the decedent Elaine Caldwell was.
Did he give you information as to what took place or what had just happened? I'm not asking for what. Did he give you information about what had happened?
Yes,
And did you speak with the young girl that was there as well?
yes,
Was she able to also give you some information about what happened?
yes.
Okay. And where was the victim, Elaine Caldwell, was she still at the scene?
Yes,
Where was she?
in the master bedroom.
All right. And did you go in and find her or see her?
Yes,
And what was her position? What was she, how was she positioned?
she was at the foot of the bed, between the end of the bed and a dresser. It was a narrow area, and she was slumped down on her knees. Part of her body was on the mattress, the foot of the bed.
Um, so at that point in time, you kind of took over the or the lead in the investigation, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
And you said you obtained the statements from the witnesses who were present at the time?
Yes, sir.
Great. And after all of that, did you later attend an autopsy in this case?
Yes, I did.
That was the autopsy of Elaine Caldwell.
Yes, it was.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as states 5, 8, 1 through 8, 3. Take a look at that. See those pictures.
I wonder why they didn't.
Do you recognize those?
Yes, sir.
And what are they?
They're photographs of Elaine Caldwell.
And do these pictures fairly and accurately represent what they are showing in these pictures?
Yes, sir.
Judge Mutas states exhibits 5, 8, 1 and through 8, 3 admitted to evidence.
Same judge.
Same ruling? In states 5A1, what are we looking at here?
Looking at the DL driver's license photo of Elaine Caldwell.
All right, and this was the individual you found dead in that residence when you arrived there that day. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. States exhibit 5A3. What are we looking at here?
Photograph of Elaine Caldwell at the medical examiner's office.
And you in fact went there and you were present while the autopsy was conducted in this
Yes.
case. And what injury did she have?
She had a gunshot wound to the head.
Showing you what is marked as 5A2. Was this in fact the bullet wound that you observed that day to the head of Elaine Caldwell?
Yes, sir.
Detective, did you ever finish with this case or solve this case?
No.
Okay, so if there was a certain point, was there a certain point in this investigation where you moved to a different unit or different area?
Yes,
But you were the initial lead and you were the one who responded to the scene as well as to the autopsy, correct?
that's correct.
All right. Let me have a moment, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Why she can't sit down?
So when did you leave the unit, or when did you retire?
I retired from the city in September of 2010. Excuse me. I left the unit, I believe, in '04. I went to.
This incident with Ms. Caldwell occurred in 2003.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then you left the unit in 2004,
That's correct.
officially retired in 2010.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you left the unit, the case went cold, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Wait a moment. No other questions? Thank you.
Who gave you that haircut, Pimp Daddy? Sugar Daddy? Who gave you that haircut? Cause you a bald head on that picture, I guess. I don't know how you. Why y'all don't let your hair grow up? Oh, he don't underlie two women. Good grief, and he on the street. Jeez, what's wrong with the law? He don't underlie two people, two women, and he was on the street. Whew, Lord have mercy. If the law, my shepherd. The law, my shepherd. That said I want. Not the Lord. The law. Man, on underline. You go, Y'all better get him to up in. I don't think nobody deserves to live who takes somebody else's life. Why they got the mic down? They ain't got the mic up. Tampa. The world ain't never heard no judge talk that long. Shut up, girl.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Well, I know that one of the ways that you knew, or that you found out the person that was in your home was that you looked at the Florida Department of Corrections website. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you knew that the person had just come out of prison. The one thing that we cannot mention is the Florida Department of Corrections website, or that the defendant had ever been to prison or had just come out of prison. So whenever I ask you questions, I'm really just going to be asking you about October the 23rd of 2003 and the events of that day specifically. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
This, I see why Nellie's still locked up. These folks don't. They run their courtroom different.
Okay.
God, they didn't even make him rise for the jury.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Could you please state your full name for the record?
Raymond Jerome Lee.
And, sir, are you currently employed?
Yes.
Where do you work?
At Midwest Transportation.
Okay. And how long have you worked there?
2.5 years.
So I'd like to turn your attention to the time frame of October the 23rd of 2003 at about 8 p.m. Where were you at around that time on that day?
Home.
Okay. Where did you live?
I forgot the address, but on Eskimo in
And
Tampa.
That's here in Hillsborough County,
Yes.
is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Who were you living with?
Me and Elaine Caldwell, my girlfriend.
Was there anyone else living in the home at the time?
Yes, our daughter.
How old was your daughter?
Was
Why is it necessary?
So at the time of October the 23rd of 2003 at 8 p.m., what were you doing at your home?
I was watching television in the den.
Were you with anyone then?
Yes,
Who were you with?
my daughter.
And was Elaine Caldwell home as well?
Yes, she were.
Where was she?
She was in the bedroom doing her hair.
And did something out of the ordinary happen?
Yes.
What happened?
I had someone come into my house that wasn't invited in my house.
And what did the person do?
Well, he came in with a gun. He came in to rob me.
Hmm?
So when this individual came into your home, do you know if he had anything covering his face? Did he have a mask or anything on?
No, he didn't have no mask on. He had a hat on, but he didn't have no mask.
And did he speak with you? Did he say anything to you?
Yes, he asked who was all in the house.
And what did you say?
My girlfriend, Elaine.
And at that point, what happened after you said that to him?
He asked me to get up, and me and my daughter got up, and he walked us into the next bedroom where she was at. And once I called her, I say, Lanier, and she,
You can answer this.
okay, and she turned around and looked and seen the three of us.
What happened after you entered the room, the bedroom with Elaine Caldwell?
Ronnie attempted to with the gun, and she started screaming when she saw an uninvited guest behind me with the gun to my head, and she just started screaming hysterical.
Oh,
And
Ronny.
then what happened after that?
And okay, so when she was screaming hysterical, and I kept telling her to be quiet, and he kept had the gun to my head, and he kept saying, "Well, where's the money?" And she kept screaming, and then he pointed the gun at her, and he kept saying, be quiet," and I kept trying to tell her to be quiet too. And then my daughter was crying also and stuff, and my daughter kept screaming, and she was crying and stuff too. And then Ronnie had pointed the gun, and he told her that he wasn't gonna hurt her, and he kissed her on the forehead, and said, "I'm not gonna hurt you," and stuff. So he pointed the gun back at Elaine because she kept screaming and stuff. So what I did was I reached for the gun, and we went to tussling with the gun and stuff like that, and the gun went off. I thought that the it shot up in the ceiling, but it hit her in the head.
Okay. After, did you see Elaine Caldwell get hit in the head or get shot?
Yes,
And then how did she react after she got shot?
she fell.
What did the defendant do after that?
We all, three of us, we all freaked out. You know what I'm saying? That the gun went off in the bedroom, and seen her fall and stuff, and he kept saying, "Well, where the money was," and then my daughter said, "It's out there in the car. It's in the trunk, out there in the car and stuff." So he was leading us out, going out the front door and stuff. And once we did get out the front door, I pushed my daughter and I told her to run and stuff. And Ronnie ran down one way, and I ran across the street trying to get help.
At some point, did you give Ronnie Walker money?
Yes,
Okay. How much did you give him?
probably about $500 I had in my back pocket.
That's
At what point
all?
did you give him this money? Is it before you went into the bedroom with Elaine Caldwell or after?
I can't quite remember, but I think he probably took it before we went in the bedroom with Lanier.
So after Mr. And do you see that person who was in your home and shot Elaine Caldwell in the corner today?
Of course I do.
Can you please identify him by an article of clothing?
Yes, right there with the gray suit on with the sunglasses or whatever shades on. It's into the table right there.
You know, the record reflect the witnesses identified the defendant? Okay. And so, do you know which one happened first in time? Do you remember whether when he entered the home and he asked you for money, whether he ultimately got that money from you before you went into the bedroom?
On a scale from 1 to 10, I give it an 8 that he took it. I gave him the money before we went into the bedroom.
Okay. And do you remember Mr. Ronnie Walker still asking for more money?
Oh, of course.
Okay. So tell us what happened at that point.
When we was in the bedroom,
After you gave him the $500, was there a time that he asked for more money?
yes, when we walked into the bedroom, see, he took the money from me while we was in the den. As we was walking to the room where Elaine was doing her hair at, right? That's when he kept asking for more money.
All right. And after Elaine Caldwell was shot, did he continue to ask for more money?
No.
Did he take you outside for more money?
Right. Yeah, we walked back outside because my daughter had said that it's in the.
Goes. Okay. You can answer the question.
She said that it was in the trunk of the car. She was saying that to get him out of the house.
Did you walk out of the house with Ronnie Walker and your daughter?
Yes, that,
Under what circumstances did you walk out the house, out of your home, after Elaine? May we approach? Under what circumstances did you walk out of your home after Elaine Caldwell was shot?
up under the distress of Ronnie Walker with a gun, walking us. We going out the front door.
Did he still have the gun pointed
Of,
at you?
of course.
At any point during this incident, did Ronnie Walker also have the gun pointed at your daughter?
Yes.
It goes to the aggravator gun. At any point in time, did Ronnie Walker have the gun specifically pointed at Elaine Caldwell?
Yes.
I wish that defense attorney be quiet. Good looking man.
Did you ever give Ronnie Walker permission to enter your home?
No, I didn't.
Did you know Ronnie Walker before this day, October the 23rd of
No.
2003?
No.
Ronnie Walker is dangerous. The dangerous sugar daddy. Woo wee. He just robbing folks. He robbed me. I ain't got no money, baby. Don't hurt me. I'm broke.
So, sir, you've been convicted of 6 felonies, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And you indicated that Mr. Walker, who you've identified as being in the house that day, had kissed your daughter's head and said he was not going to hurt her, correct?
Correct.
And he said he's not going to hurt her because he has 2 daughters of his own, correct?
Correct.
Right. And you indicated when you told the jury that basically you are tussling with him at some point, and that's when the gun quote goes off, correct?
Correct.
Right. And at some point, Mr. Walker tried to get out of the house, didn't he?
Of course, all of us tried to get it. Yes.
Before that, didn't he try to exit the home?
Before that,
Yes, before you walk out to the car with Mr. Walker and your daughter, doesn't he try to get out of the house?
no.
You didn't just tell me that in deposition?
No, when I said what I said was we all was going out of the house, not him trying to get out of the house on his own and leave
Right.
us in there.
Okay.
We was all going out to the car, so-called, to get money from out of the trunk of the car.
That's what he said.
So are you denying that you just told me under oath in deposition?
Something wrong with her.
Let me ask you this question
Okay.
and see. Did you in fact just give us a deposition?
Yes, I did.
Did you just give us a deposition?
Yes, I did.
Were you placed under oath before the
Yes, I
judge?
were.
Okay, and did you speak with myself and Miss Fawcett?
Yes, I did.
Right? All right. Let me ask you, did you make the following response to the following question or the following response and tell us that at some point before you walk outside with Mr. Walker and your daughter, Mr. Walker was trying to get out of the house on his own?
Maybe I misunderstood
Okay.
what you were saying. If I did, if I
One at a time. Don't speak over each other, because this young lady can't write down three conversations. So there's been an objection, correct?
That's correct.
And he was asking that several times, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
She's something else.
They have a moment, Your Honor.
She's something else, but
No other questions. Thank you, Mr. Lee. No, Your Honor. Yes.
to me, Ronnie Walker defense team making him look bad. Even though he looked terrible. Oh, that's all. Where in the world that girl meet that man from? He robs, he kills. Cat, what kind of sugar dad is that? That's why y'all need to stay home. Finish school. Go to school, get your education. Y'all don't want to hear that. Want to be grown so fast. Slow down. I wonder what happened in the foster home to make her want to run away. Cause that go to foster mama. What made her want to run away at the age of 14? It reminded me of Nazaria Harris' case. Cause she looked like she a nice lady. So what made that girl true got to come out somewhere?
Once again, review once again, the state is 1,000% evidence of the existence of an aggravated victim impact evidence presented. Such evidence is only presented to demonstrate. However, victim impact must not be considered by you as an aggravating factor. That
I'm curious about why she ran away. If she's a nice lady, a nice adopted mother, what made Nalesia run away and then come back home? Something made her run away. Cause if she that nice, she acting nice like
victims'
Nazaria
impact evidence
grandmama.
may be presented. Such evidence is only presented to demonstrate Alexia Alexander's uniqueness as an individual and the loss to the community by the victim's death. However, victim impact evidence must not be considered by you as an aggravating factor. Thank you. You may proceed.
Good afternoon, members.
May you please state your full name for the record? And ma'am, how are you related to Nalexia Alexander? Um, did you prepare a victim impact statement? Are you prepared to read it? Okay. You may proceed.
Whenever you're ready.
dinner, movie nights. When she was younger, Lexi and her sister and I would always sit in a room and watch a Disney movie. Frozen, Monster High was our favorite. She loved Shopkins, and for Christmas, she always told me, Mom, I want all Shopkins, everything. So I would take the girls to my mom's house later at night just to go out looking for Shopkins in the store. I went from Walmart to Toys R Us, Target, and Ross. Wherever they had kids' toys, I was there. As Lexi grew older, I had to learn to adjust and grow and change with her personality. As she became a teen, she got into the different hairstyles, different music types. She loved to dance, sing, and dress up. Lexi had dreams of becoming a fashion designer. She wanted to graduate high school and go to college in New York City. She wanted to study fashion. She also wanted to study to be a lawyer. For her 15th birthday, my mom and I were going to surprise her with a trip to the Big Apple, as she could see her dreams can come true and get the experience of traveling on a plane, something she always dreamed of. I missed the conversations. I missed sitting on the porch talking about her school days and talk about the school dances that were coming up and how she wanted her hair done and the dresses she wanted to wear. I miss listening to her dreams and all her desires. I miss her climbing in my bed and wanting her head rubbed as she fell asleep in my lap. I thank God for allowing me to be Alexia's mom for the 12 years.
Showing you what has been marked as an exhibit 4A through J if you recognize.
I don't understand. Why did she run away and she got a beautiful, nice mother? Why are these girls running away if these ladies taking a stand is so smiley and so happy and so nice? Why would they run away?
You don't understand the state exhibit
I don't understand.
4A through J. Publishing, state A through J. State exhibit 4A.
Something ain't right.
Yes, ma'am.
Look that way, or is this Nylexia?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember what was happening at this point?
That was her 4th birthday. It was at Chili's celebrating.
State exhibit 4B.
First day of kindergarten.
4C.
Christmas. I want to say she was about 11, 12. It was at my mom's house.
Did you put these enhancements?
I did. From Snapchat.
State exhibit 4D.
We was going shopping. She was about 13 here.
And did Nylexia put these enhancements?
Yes, ma'am. She always had my phone on Snapchat.
State exhibit 4E.
She was actually 10 on this picture at She High Elementary. She was in 5th grade. She was a patrol.
State exhibit 4F.
She was about 7, and we was all going out to dinner.
State exhibit 4G.
That was Christmas of 2021, and she was 13.
State exhibit 4H.
She was 12 on this picture.
What made her run away from home? I don't understand this
Exhibit
case.
4I.
Her 5th grade banquet at She High. That was her 5th grade banquet at She High.
And state exhibit 4J.
That was just one Sunday. Was at my mom's house, sitting at the table, and my mom was making a joke, and she just turned around and had this smile on her face, and it was a moment to catch her. And she was about 11, 12.
Thank you, ma'am. Um, you're not.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Um,
I mean, I know somebody out there got to be thinking like I am. Why did she run away if she was happy at home? Why did this girl run away? I know they mentioned something about she saw her real mom and stuff like that. She wanted her real mom. That ain't no good reason why to run away. If she don't know nobody but her adopted mom, what made her run away? I don't know. They got to tell something going on with this. She went for 14.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Can you please state your full name for the record?
Leslie Alexander.
And how are you? How do you know Lexi Alexander? How did you know
She's
her?
my granddaughter.
And under what circumstances did she become your granddaughter?
When my daughter started, she fostered her, and then we all fell in love with her, and then she decided to adopt them.
And if you could get closer to the mic, sir. Did you spend a lot of time with Lexi Alexander?
I did.
Did you create a victim impact statement?
Yes.
Are you prepared to read it?
Yes.
Thank you.
My name is Leslie Alexander. I am the mother of Nylexia Alexander. Friday, May 6, 2022 is a day that I will forever be etched in my memory. I was on my way to dinner with friends when I received the call that Nylexia was dead. My first thought was that there must have been some kind of mistake. I could not believe, but it was true. Nylexia, or Lexi as we lovingly call her, was a social butterfly and a girly girl. She loved getting her hair, nails, and toes done. From the age of 5 to 8, she and her sister would spend weekends with me because their mother worked every weekend. We would start our mornings with her favorite breakfast: waffles, eggs, grits with cheese, bacon, sausage, and fresh fruit, which she loved having to prepare. We would sit out on the lanai, eat and talk. Then we would begin our manicures and pedicures. She and her sister would pick their favorite colors, and I would polish their nails and add a design of their choice. If I were having a difficult day, Alexia would say, "Nana, I know what we can do to cheer you up." When I asked her what, she would say, "Shopping." So off we go to our favorite stores: Dillard's, Nordstrom's, and Macy's. Lexi always talked about going to New York. We were planning to surprise her with a trip for her 15th birthday. Sadly, we never had the chance. She was such a loving and beautiful child, and her absence has left a hole in our hearts that can never be filled. One of Alexia's favorite hobbies was baking cookies. She especially loved baking chocolate chip cookies. I remember how excited she would get gathering all the ingredients. She took pride in measuring everything perfectly and always insisted on taste testing the dough. The kitchen would fill with the sweet smell of cookies, and she would light up with joy when they came out of the oven. Baking together became one of our special traditions, and those moments are now some of my most cherished memories. Now, Alexia loved to dance to her favorite song, "Girl on Fire" by Alicia Keys. Even though she had no rhythm, but she was having fun like any typical teenager. She will forever be in our hearts and deeply missed.
That was beautiful.
Yes. The state would call this gas in Yarborough.
Mm, mm, mm.
Please state your full name for the record.
Delia Gatson Yarbrough.
And ma'am, are you currently employed?
Yes, I am.
Where do you work?
Hillsborough County Public Schools. I was the principal at Lehigh, and next week I'll be the principal of Muller.
Good.
Thank you.
Do you know Nalexia? Did you know Nalexia Alexander?
Yes, I did.
How did you get to know her?
She was a fifth grade student, my first year as principal at Lehigh.
Did you prepare a victim impact statement?
Yes, I did.
Are you prepared to read it?
Yes.
Thank you.
As the principal of Lehigh Elementary during the 2018-2019 school year, I had the privilege of knowing Nylexia Alexander, a remarkable fifth grade student we all called Lexi. She was a dedicated safety patrol and had a heart for helping others. She loved helping her teachers and younger students. She was a bright, kind-hearted girl who always proudly wore her patrol belt. I remember her enjoying all of the end-of-the-year fifth grade festivities, especially getting dressed up for our awards luncheon in a pretty purple dress. I also remember how excited she was to ride in my car to the annual patrol luncheon we hold at Big John's Barbecue every year. I remember how she giggled and laughed when she was talking with her friends. She was happy and enjoyed school. One memory that remains etched in my heart is the day she surprised us after she had moved on to Sly Middle School. She walked in the blazing heat all the way back to Lehigh just to say she missed us and to see all of us. I remember seeing her come up to the car line hot, tired, and flustered, but beaming. That small act spoke volumes about the love she carried in her heart even at such a young age. She longed for connection. Tonight my mind is flooded with images of this beautiful bright child that would be preparing for her senior year of high school this summer. She will never get to experience high school, prom, graduation, and beyond. In my 29 years as an educator in this community, I've had the privilege of working with thousands of students over the years. Some stand out more than others, but Lexi was truly special. She was always so caring and wanted to be a part of our school even after she moved on. Her smile could light up a room, her laugh was contagious, and her voice was full of kindness. I will never forget Lexi. She will always have a special place in my heart. Her memory will forever remind us of the love and joy she brought into our lives. Respectfully, Lexi's elementary school principal.
That was so nice of you, Principal. That was so sweet. Appreciate that. How you feel about that, Sugar Daddy? How do you feel like? How do you feel about that? How what you took from this young lady? You took her life. You could have just left her alone. He don't care, y'all. He talking about he have a daughter, and then he took. Oh Lord, have mercy. If he had a daughter and he oh, shot Nalesia and that other woman, he deserved the penalty, the D penalty. You the worst sugar dad I ever seen. You and Henry Dinkins and Jonathan and Jarvis Woods.
Yes, Judge. At this time, we would move in all the evidence that was obtained in the appeal phase to
What he say? They ain't talking in the mic.
objections. Any other pieces? Same objections made during the same rulings that we all admitted and state.
This the worst courtroom I seen.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I recess for the day, and after you come back tomorrow at 8:30, I want to remind you that even though there were two judgments that you saw, it's just from one case, and Mr. Walker pled guilty to both of those judgments in that one case. Anything else? All right, court will be recessed till tomorrow morning at 8:30. All right.
All right, y'all. Since the court is over, what I'm gonna do is stop it right here and resume. I guess Friday, if they're gonna resume Friday, they might resume on Monday. And Us, these, all right, y'all. Y'all like, share, and subscribe to this video. I just don't know what to say because we don't, every case that we have cover over here on this channel. And y'all know for grown men do not, why they just can't let the girl go? Why do they have to take their life and then they stay alive and they do time in jail? These are young girls. Y'all be safe out there. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.